Hey folks, this is just an overview of my everyday carry bag, a 5.11 COVRT 18. There are plenty of reviews in this bag out on YouTube, so I'm not going to bore everyone with specs. I'm just going to talk about the way I have it set up. This bag primarily serves as an everyday bag for me, just carrying the things that I find useful on a day-to-day basis at work, when I'm on the road, or as an overnight bag. It's also intended to be kind of a minimal get-home bag in case of an emergency that took place when I was somewhat close to my home and was without a vehicle, but that's definitely a secondary function. Let's get into it. So starting at the top with this glasses compartment, I use it as intended. Just some cheap sunglasses in there right now. Set of headphones too. If I'm doing an overnight, I'll throw a set of eyeglasses in there in a hard case just to have those. Moving on to the main compartment here. This is the compartment that kind of changes the most based on what I'm doing on any given day. So sometimes I'll have clothes in here for an overnight. Other times I'll have my work stuff in here. It's great for stowing some electronics. It's got this little padded compartment here, great for a tablet or for a small laptop. But every day, the same things ride in this compartment. Cheap set of gloves just to have those, and also this little Maxpedition organizer here, which has kind of got a toolkit and some everyday items, and we'll go into that. So this is just a pretty run-of-the-mill Maxpedition organizer. I can't remember what size it is, but it holds everything that I need it to hold. Just a little toolkit, very basic for everyday use. Little screwdriver here, a Leatherman Squirt PS4, 4-inch crescent wrench, a little Maglite solitaire. On this lanyard I've got the CRKT multi-tool knife sharpener. Never really use it, but it's there, and a P38 can opener. Also nice to have. Some Allen wrenches here, nail clippers, vice grips, and in this little pouch here I've got some twist ties, some band-aids, triple antibiotic ointment, some Tylenol, and some duct tapes down there too. Moving on to the admin pouch in the front here. Just some writing utensils there, pens, pencils, Sharpies, just for work mainly. Always good to have plenty of those. I always feel like they're disappearing. Of course, I'm a knife guy, so I'm going to have to get a few blades in there. This is the Cold Steel Mini Tack Beaver Tail. Great, compact, budget fixed blade. Just a really, really interesting knife. Very functional. It's just a cool design. I've always liked it, and I don't think it gets near enough appreciation from a lot of the knife guys. This is probably the most used knife in this pack. This is the Victorinox officer's knife. Great knife, classics, been around for a long time. Works really well and is just very useful. Butane lighter, pretty standard. Good to have a bunch of these around. I also have this Bianchi speed strip here. That's 6 Hornady Critical Defense, 38 Special. All the guns that I carry are either 9mm Glocks or 38 .357 revolvers. So it's kind of nice to have to carry some rounds that will just, be as versatile as possible. Of course, I can run these 38s in a 38 Special revolver like my LCR or a .357 Magnum. I think I also, let's see what else I have in here. Some Carmex. Always important, have that Carmex. The concealed carry pouch here is set up with a Maxpedition Universal CCW holster. That's just Velcroed right on there. That's my Glock 19 riding in there now. I very, very rarely carry off-body for a number of reasons, but I just wanted to have this bag set up for the case that I ever did carry off-body, and I just threw the Glock in there just to show you guys how I have that set up. In this front pouch here, I've got the Maxpedition Velcro triple mag holder. This is a Glock 19 magazine with Hornady Critical Defense. This will also fit my Glock 26, and that always is just in this bag as long as it's legal to have ammunition in the bag, of course. And this is a Phoenix LD22. This is a great light I've had for a long time. Takes AA's, which I really wanted in a light that was going to just permanently stay in this bag because I can find those batteries anywhere. This is an Ontario Rat 1, one of my all-time favorite knives, and this is actually the first one that I ever had As you can see, it's pretty beat up and it's seen a lot of use and is held up really well. So that stays in here full time too. This is a Maxpedition organizer that I have set up just for charging and power needs. I've got this Jackery external battery here. This thing works really well. I've used it quite a bit over the past year or so. Couple spare batteries for the Phoenix Lite. I really do need to find a good battery caddy for those, so they're just not hanging out in the loops here. I've got some USB cables, USB-C, USB-B for all my charging needs pretty much. And then I also have this little combo car charger and wall mount adapter here, just so I'm never without a place to charge stuff as long as there's outlets around or if I'm in my vehicle. I also just keep a couple, let's see, wet wipes in this very front pouch here. Can't really hold too much else, but those always come in handy. The hydration compartment I actually don't have set up for a hydration system. I've got this Adventure Medical Kits Trauma Pack with Quick Clot, just a really good kind of grab and go everyday carry med kit. Lots of just very useful everyday medical items, as well as the more trauma-oriented first aid items like the Quick Clot. But just a nice little kit, inexpensive. You can pick up a bunch of them for pretty cheap and just kind of stash them in different places. Highly recommended. Also, just a life straw, pretty self-explanatory. That's a very, very last-ditch emergency type item, but I figured just stash it in there anyways. That's the idea of preparedness. I also have this Maxpedition organizer. Let's go inside that. I've got some cordage here, some paracord, probably about 10 to 15 feet there. Opening it up here. Let's see. Just a ferro rod and striker, CRKT Eaton tool. This is the Spyderco double stuff sharpener, just for field sharpening. Got this this glow stick here, emergency lighting source. Tincture of iodine for water purification. Again, very more of the survival-oriented item, as this kit mainly is. Mini Bic lighter. This is just a Tops whistle. I had it lying around, threw it in there. And in here, this Altoids tin is full of, it's got a backup ferro rod and some cotton balls soaked in Vaseline. Great fire starter. Some matches and some jute twine, another great fire starter. So this part of the kit is kind of redundant, but I feel like in a survival situation, redundancy is a great thing. And having a couple different ways to purify water, filter water, and a couple different ways to get a fire started. Very important things. So basic kit, and could definitely use some expanding at some point as I learn more and find new ways to implement different things into the kit. So that's my everyday carry setup for the 5.11 COVRT 18. I've carried this bag every day for about 2 years, and it's been more or less in the same configuration for all of that time. It's just a good functional bag that's versatile without looking overtly tactical. Thanks for watching, guys, and let me know if you have any questions about the way I have this bag set up or any comments in general.